This episode is sponsored by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro for free at RamseySolutions.com/invest. You're listening to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires, where we talk investing, retirement, building wealth, and outrageous generosity.
Dave is in Orlando. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Dave, I'm wonderful. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Well, so first thing I want to say is thank you so much, because my wife and I followed your steps, and we were debt-free and have been debt-free for quite a while.
Good.
The reason I'm calling is I live in the Villages. I'm widowed, unfortunately. 2 years ago, my wife passed away.
I'm sorry.
I have no children. So when I go, everything's basically going to get liquidated and given away as donations and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
My house is paid off. It's worth about $410, $420. And I want to get your opinion on, in my situation, if you think I could get a reverse mortgage to go out and have some fun with that money.
You have any other money?
Yeah, I'm good. Yes.
Well, what's good? I mean, how much money do you have?
Yeah, well, I've probably got about 1.2
in your mutual funds, in your retirement accounts.
Mutual funds, retirement accounts.
And how old are you?
I'm 65.
Okay. And so why would we not use $1.2 million for fun?
Well, I'm just saying I hate to see a lump sum of, $410,000 just get liquidated and donated out there. If there is an opportunity to go maybe grab a little bit of that cash and, go on a long trip or something like that, I just want to find out if not a reverse mortgage, do you have any other advice as to, how I would be able to get my hands on some of those funds?
Yeah.
Just for enjoyment, because it's just sitting out there.
Well, you got 1.2 sitting there too.
Yep, I know.
So you got a lot of enjoyment ahead of you.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way. You've done very well. And number one, let's just state up front, reverse mortgages are a very bad product.
Okay.
Okay. They have higher interest, higher fees, and a higher foreclosure rate than any other type of mortgage. And of course, there is an end to it. They'll only go to about 65%, George?
Yes, I believe so. It's about
The
two-thirds.
loan to value on it. And so you really can't get that much of this out. But I understand the basis for your question. Here's the problem with your question. You're 65 over the next 20 years, if you live to be 85, which if you're healthy, actually there's a fairly good statistical case to be made that you would live that long. Do you have any major health problems?
Just a little bit of high blood pressure and, as with all of us, a little overweight, but nothing other than that.
Yeah, okay. Nothing 20 pounds dropped wouldn't fix. Okay. I don't know a guy like that, but anyway. Yeah, you and I are about the same age. But anyway, so what would I do in your situation? The problem is if you put this property in danger by having debt on it of any kind, or you sell it to cash out of it, then you're very vulnerable in the largest, most expensive item on your budget, which is housing. And housing goes up every year if you haven't done something to lock in the cost. By owning the $400,000 property, you've locked in all your costs. Correct. And so you've got a very stable retirement situation. So, no, I would not touch it because you're going to need a place to live for 20 years. And if you want to mortgage it, the last 2 years that you're alive, if you happen to know what that is, if you want to mortgage it and go blow the money somewhere, that's fine. But, you pretty much got to blow $1.6 million between now and the time you die if you don't want to leave anything.
Okay, yeah.
What is your retirement income now? Where is it coming from?
I'm bringing home about $6,000 a month.
From what?
Social Security and some current investments that are paying off for me now, some annuities and stuff like that.
So you're not even touching the 1.2?
I'm touching it a little bit, but it was kind of built to start paying me after I turned 65. And I just recently turned 65. So over the next few months, things are going to start paying out.
Oh, okay. So you could set up a situation where you had a $200,000 a month, $200,000 a year income pretty easy.
Yeah.
And really, you would be deteriorating it maybe, but not a bunch.
Okay.
And with your other income that's coming in too. And so, and you can do anything you want to do with $200,000 probably.
Yeah.
And not really mess up everything here. Now, if I were in your situation, the last thing I would spend through would be the house. If you want to blow some money and have some fun, blow through the $1.2 million, obviously leaving yourself enough to eat.
Of course.
In your ancient years. But,
how much are we talking here? You said you want to go on a fun trip. Is this like 10 grand, 20 grand?
He just doesn't want to leave this. He didn't want to sit around and do nothing and leave all this money to nobody that he cares about.
Correct.
That's the bottom line. So if you could actually figure out a way to have spent through almost all of it by the day you die, you'd be happy. That'd be your mathematical goal.
That is my goal. Yes.
Yeah. So,
only we knew that date. That would make things a lot easier for us.
I'd lay out a 20-year game plan using the rate of return on your investment portfolio.
Okay.
And have a 20-year game plan. And so, that dictates if I want this 1.2 at a current growth rate of 11% on the mutual funds or whatever growth rate you want to use, I need to spend X number of dollars or give away X number of dollars while I'm alive per year to end up with nothing. To end up with nothing when I'm 85, but a paid-for condo.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, you could kind of back out a portfolio game plan that way. It's just an aggressive spend where you've been the opposite for your whole life. That's how you've got a $1.6 million net worth.
And barely touched it. It's amazing. Yeah. That's impressive.
I think you'll get joy out of doing some things generously with the money and spending some of the money on just fun stuff, way in excess of what you're used to.
It doesn't sound like he's been spending a lot.
No, that's my point.
He's not broke, so there's no need to add risk into his life at this juncture.
But the house should be the last thing you mess with, though, because that's your point of sustainability. Your point that gives you a place to live in peace, no matter how old you are. And I guess I'm going to add one other thing, because Dave, the other thing that Sharon and I are doing, and our net worth is even more zeros, but you're at a place you can do this too. You don't need to go to a nursing home. If something happens, you can prearrange with whoever, friends or family are around you, to help you hire full-time help, and you can stay in that condo, the rest of your life, and literally into your last days. And so you can hire a medical butler
and have some higher quality of life
and
at home.
Just have somebody there to serve you, and you've got your own assisted living game plan and a huge quality of life. You've got the money to do that. And so I want you to hold back enough to cover that too.
Well, and think about over the next 30 years, property taxes will go up. His homeowner's insurance will probably go up. So there's some factors to think about.
Yeah, that's not going. He's not going to run out of money on that. But if you want to budget in the last 5 years of your life, an extra $100,000 a year for help,
that's a good way to go.
That would also be called fun. That would also be called, because I'll guarantee you that if something happens that I'm debilitated or Sharon is, we're not going to assisted living. We don't need to. I mean, we've got a beautiful home, one level, elevator, whatever. We can do whatever we want to do, and I'll just fill it up with help.
Get one of those Stairmasters.
You can do what. You don't need that. Got the elevator. But thanks, George.
I just thought it was cooler.
It's nothing cool about that at all, George. But anyway. You see what I'm saying?
You got choices.
You self-insure and you just bring in. But people like us that have, like that Dave and this Dave, that have gutted it from the ground up, we don't think about bringing in help. We're not those kind of people. But you need to think about it. It's a good idea.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in to Ramsey Everyday Millionaires. To learn more about how to plan for retirement, visit RamseySolutions.com/retire or click the link in the show notes. Ramsey Solutions is a paid non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.